Money does not define you, but it does tell a lot about your actions and your priorities. There are 5 financial levels. Which are you? Today I'm going to share with you what I've learned through my own experiences as a Fortune 500 controller, best-selling author of Destined for Wealth with a finance degree and MBA. These are levels that I have observed, and if you are at level 5, then you are truly ahead of 99.99% of the world. I'm going to break these levels down by the following categories: spirit, mindset, making money, managing money, and investing money. Now I have this fancy setup here. Don't judge my engineering skills based on this setup because I'm not an engineer. I hope this helps you understand where you're at, just like it did for me, and what you need to focus on to level up. Level number 1, which is poor. These are the people that get stuck in the blaming cycle. They blame everybody for their life, for what they have, for what they don't have. They are actually what I call the victims. Everybody owes them. It's everybody else's fault. These are the people that think that the world is unfair to them, that it's the system problem or it's somebody else's problem. They don't take responsibility and ownership for their own life. They think that things are a scam, or they believe that working on themselves, it's not what is going to help them. They believe that they're trapped, that there's no other ways. These are the people that are poor in spirit. They blame God for the life that they have. They blame their parents, their siblings, their friends. So it's a lot of blaming, a lot of victim mindset. That's what's stopping them. The combination of blaming everyone else plus the mindset that everyone owes them, it's the story that is rotating in their mind day in and day out, and they give their control and power to other people and believe that other people will solve their problems. They believe that if there's going to be a different government, it will solve their problem. If there's going to be a different system, or basically anything that is external, that's where they get stuck. A lot of times they use the words, this is unfair, the government should pay for this, my mom and dad are at fault, they should do these things for me, rich people are bad, money is evil, money is not important. All of these are the stories that are keeping them stuck. Some of them feel like being poor is noble, like being poor is righteous. Somebody else needs to solve their problems. Somebody else have to give them the solutions. And even when somebody tries to help them or give them a solution, they blame that person or someone or something that it was not right, that they didn't do enough, that is their fault again, that they're in this situation. Because of their belief system and the fact that they think an external force is at fault for where they're at, they do not take actions and responsibility for advancing their skills, for learning, for taking courses, getting an education, or going and getting free books at the library, investing their time in themselves and acquiring new skills or up-leveling their skills to really make more money so they can improve their living standards. So they get stuck at the level they're at. They also don't believe in managing the money, or if they do manage it, it's at a very scarcity level. You probably heard many times stories when people that do not have a lot of money win the lottery and waste it all on things that are not showing good stewardship and managing of money, and then find themselves in the same position. I remember there was someone that was cleaning trash and they won the lottery, and a few years later he went back to being the person that was picking up trash. Is there something wrong with picking up trash? No, it's a job, and anyone who has a job, I absolutely respect that. But again, these are the most important things, understanding that God does want his children to prosper. God does want his children to be happy, that money is important because it's a gift from God, and it's about managing and stewarding that money. And it is important to up-level your skills and sharpen your axis so that you can make more, so that you can steward it responsibly, so that you can invest it, so that you can help the people of God. So not only the managing is suffering, but also this is not happening at all because same issue, not investing in the education and not really having much money to invest because they're not making that much, therefore not much to manage. And if what they have to manage is not managed properly, is not stewarded properly because of these two right here, the mindset and the spirit aspect of it, and then the investing falls short. Level number 2 is broke. Majority of people get stuck in broke cycle, and I call these people paycheck prisoners, living paycheck to paycheck. At this level, people are still questioning God's desire for his children to be abundant and wealthy. They're still weak in spirit, but they're searching for the answers. There is confusion between the scriptures in the Bible about money being evil and God saying that he has plans for us and plans to prosper. They're in the search, but still not at the level that God is calling them to be. If you find yourself here, then God is calling you for more, but you are still doubting. To some extent, you arrived at a comfort level that you might not want to get out of subconsciously. Consciously, you're sick of it, but subconsciously, you are afraid of the unknown. Therefore, it's better to be stuck right here than in the unknown. Spiritually, still weak, but searching for answers. The mindset is a broke mindset. So you're making good money, but you're living paycheck to paycheck because you still have that operating system or the things you have absorbed from your childhood or from people around you, and you're operating out of that versus questioning those things and changing those things. You still are thinking that rich people are bad and that money does not buy happiness, that money should not be a priority. Although you understand that you need money for your basic needs, you're having this come, go away relationship. So you want it because you need it, and you try to tell it to go away because it doesn't bring happiness. Imagine if you were dating someone and you want them to be with you, but at the same time you tell them go away because you're not going to make me happy. Well, that is going to get confused, and you basically are not going to have a strong relationship. So a lot of it gets stuck in the spirit and mindset categories. There's no clarity really. There's no direction and guidance. You have acquired the skills to make money. That's how you've got to where you are today. And you understand the value of investing in yourself, but not fully, because you don't see self-development as a lifelong journey. A lot of people here get stuck at college or maybe masters, and since then they hardly ever pick up a book or take a course or hire a coach or anything in the realm of self-improvement. And there's so much to do at this level in order for you to move up to the next level. Not only to sharpen your skills, but also to propel you to the next stage. At this level, you also are struggling to manage money. Why? Because you have not acquired the skill of managing money. Like I said, you're operating out of the old belief system. Therefore, you might be impulse spending or saving and hoarding money in a savings account. You're afraid of investing because you're afraid of losing money, because maybe your parents or someone else told you the stock market is a scam, or investing in real estate is a scam, or investing in another company, whatever. The investing is associated with loss of money, and therefore you stay away from it, or you've dipped your toes in it and you have not acquired the knowledge and the skills to understand what investing is and make educated decisions and take educated risks, versus being stuck in that comfort zone of what you know and not educating yourself to step into the unknown with a good educated mind and strength in spirit to know that whatever decision you make, if you pray about it, then God is going to guide you to make the right decision. So the combination of letting go and putting your life and your finances in the hands of God, but doing your part of acquiring knowledge will help you get to this level. So like I said, managing money is a struggle, although you might not actually understand that it's a struggle, or you might not acknowledge that it's a struggle. By the way, acknowledging and being aware that it's a struggle is the first step. A lot of times people here might say that the inflation is too high, or the cost of living is too high, or other external factors. So they're still shifting the responsibility on the external factors, not to the extent of which this level does, but still there is that shifting to the external versus looking internally and recognizing that it's a matter of upskilling yourself and understanding better the game of money and the mindset blocks that you're having and the desire to control things yourself versus putting it in the hands of God and letting God guide you with the blessings that He's giving you. The investing here is not where it needs to be. Now, at the level 3, if you're a busy professional or an entrepreneur who is looking to learn how to manage, invest, and make more passive income, I want to encourage you to come to the live Millionaire Investor Group Coaching Workshop. This will give you the 3-step financial freedom formula that I use to build a 6 figures portfolio in the stock market and become an investor in 8 figures worth of real estate. If you desire to take control of your money, invest, and make more passive income, and build the life that you love waking up to, then I will encourage you to join the live Millionaire Investor Group Coaching Workshop. I'll make sure to include the link in the show notes or the description below, and I'll see you at the Millionaire Investor Group Coaching Workshop, which is rich. These people are still poor in spirit because they are focused on material wealth. These are the people that you see lavishly spending money. They feel like tomorrow might never come. You hear things like, I only have one life, tomorrow is not guaranteed. I love nice stuff. I deserve these nice things. So a lot of entitlement, that they're at the top of the world, that all of this stuff that they're buying is filling out that hole that only God can fill, which will never happen. When some people say, well, I've seen rich people that are miserable, this is why. Because the focus is on material wealth. They do not acknowledge that God is the one who gave them the blessing. They do not acknowledge that they should serve God with their things, rather than seeking self-worth through the material things. These are the people that are trying to prove their status with the things that they have, because they derive their self-worth from these things that they're buying with the money that they have, rather than understanding that their self-worth comes from God and has nothing to do with the material possessions. That's why I call these people the show-off people. There's a lot of mindset blocks right here, especially around I make money and I don't need to manage them very well because I know how to make more if I run out of money. I don't really need to invest because I know how to make a lot of money. So they feel like because they have mastered the making money skill right here, they feel like these are not important. Managing and investing money. These are the people that you would hear that were millionaires or have made a lot of money and lost it all, or the people that have had good success and then have not been able to come back. A lot of it has to do with losing the status. They tie their self-worth to the things that they have. If there's no spiritual strength there, then these are the people that are in a very sad and dark place. And even if they don't fall, if they still have the finances, no matter how many things they buy, no matter what they do, the life still feels very empty and unfulfilled. And this is the big piece why right here. The fact that they feel that they are on top of the world and that they don't need any more self-development and self-improvement or to master these skills right here, they are going on with their life and miss a lot of the life wisdom in order for them to move up to the next level, which level number 4 is wealthy. And there's a huge difference between wealthy and rich. These are the people that I like to call the silent achievers still struggle with the spirit. They feel like there is an external force. They know and understand that there's outside supernatural power that has helped them. They have the wisdom to acknowledge that, but they still keep control of the things that they have. So they have not fully surrendered. They're growing their awareness in faith, and they're seeking that. So still poor in spirit. As far as the mindset, they have actually overcome a ton of these mindset blocks, like making the money and managing the money. Over 85% of millionaires are self-made, meaning they come from these levels right here. There is a big amount of mindset that needs to be overcome in different areas to get right here. They've gained the wisdom, they've gained the knowledge, they understand how to make the money, they understand how to manage the money. Not only they understand how to make money, but they're actually making good money, very good money. Not only they manage their money, but they are doing it very well. They're investing. They're not afraid of investing. They see investing as a vehicle to increase what they worked for. They see investing as making their money work hard for them. So they invest in things that give them a lot of passive income. And by the way, you can do this right here at these levels too. You do not have to have millions in order for you to be able to invest and make your money work for you. I have helped many people that are making good money right here, but they are living paycheck to paycheck because they have not overcome some of their mindset blocks, and they have not gathered the skills to manage their money and to invest their money. So you do not have to be here to invest and make your money work for you and get passive income. You can start right here, because the way to get here is by addressing these areas right here and going up to this level. They understand that investing is a must, that it's an opportunity to grow the money, that it's an opportunity to give. And at this point, people here give and give a lot. A lot of their joy is derived from giving and seeing other people happy. Giving is done in many ways at this level. It could be giving through church or building company and hiring people, giving them a job, and that means taking care of other families. That doesn't mean that it could not happen here or right here. It's just that the hurdles of the mindset and managing money and investing have to be addressed. Like I said, moving from this level is more challenging than moving from this level right here. This level, you are very close to the other ones. As soon as you break through the mindset beliefs and understand that these two are a must, then you can break to this level of being wealthy and being a silent achiever. Now, the last level, and what I said in the very beginning, if you are at level number 5, you are ahead of 99.99% of the entire world. And this is the level where you are prosperous. The level where you understand that everything comes from God. And what I like to call these people is purposeful prosperous. Amen. Pray for me. This amazing board stays put and doesn't follow me. So at this point, it is where we understand that He comes first. It's where we understand that He has given us everything that we have to steward it, manage it, and multiply it well. And if you go to my other videos, I talk about your heart belonging to God and about fully surrendering to God and giving Him the control, letting Him be the driver. That does not mean you should not do your part and improve your skill set. But it starts with, God, here I am. You've given me the talents. You've given me the possessions. Guide me on where you want me to make an impact with these possessions. Tell me what you would like for me to do with it. And when we surrender fully to God, this is where we truly, truly, truly become prosperous. This is where you not only have the wealth, because again, when God blesses you, that doesn't mean only that He blesses you to just serve everybody else. He blesses you because He wants you to enjoy it too. And when your heart is full with God and it belongs to God, now you know that your self-worth is derived from God and not from possessions. And you are at the point where no matter if you have the possessions or don't have the possessions, you are happy. You are fulfilled. Your worth is not defined by the things that you have. Your worth is defined by the fact that God loves you. That's all it is. Your worth is defined by God's love for you. And that's where you see supernatural things happening in your life. That's where you see God's favor coming into your life. But you truly have to surrender. And by the way, if you want to know how I have done that and the steps that I took to fully surrender, then I'm happy to share with you. You can comment below. And when it comes to mindset, knowing that your past does not define your future. Where you come from is not where you're going. You have been blessed by God to take His purpose to the next level. You have a responsibility to take every single action in your power, in your abilities, to get closer to what God wants you. And you know that you cannot do this alone. You need God's guidance. Therefore, you form a partnership with God to continue to mold you and shape you and guide you to where you need to go. And that is a beautiful, beautiful journey. And it's a journey that becomes the destination. The journey is the destination. The walk with God is the destination. The miracles that you and God make together, because now you are partners. And you do not think that rich people are bad anymore. You understand that it's not the money that is evil, but it's the love of money that is evil. And because your heart is full with God, there is no love for money. Money is just a tool. It's like a hammer. You can take a hammer, hit someone and kill them, or you can take a hammer and build a house for a family that would enjoy that house and build memories with their family. You're not going to get upset at the hammer and say that the hammer is evil if it ended up hurting someone. You would say that the person that had the hammer did something bad with that hammer. So understanding that the money is just a tool, understanding that it's your responsibility, no matter who is leading the country, no matter what is happening in the world, you taking responsibility for your life and you being in the position that can change things in your life, looking internally at the things that you need to work on versus the things that somebody does. Because you have acknowledged and because you have overcome these blocks, you have pursued the skills that you need to pursue to making more money, because you have a healthy relationship with that money. God has called us to be very wise with His resources, not to be wasteful, to enjoy it and make sure that we drive home the purpose that He has for us and He has asked for us to pursue. Pray and ask for God to reveal that to you, to bring clarity to you so that you have a clear path and direction. And sometimes God might not reveal it right away to you because there's growth that needs to happen in you. If things don't turn out the way they need to turn out the time that you asked for, understand that God is working on you rather than on the things that you ask. Understanding that and being aware that He's working on you is the best gift that you can ask for. For example, when we ask for patience, God doesn't wave a magic wand and makes us more patient. God gives us the situations and puts us into life experiences where we can learn how to become more patient. All those parents out there, and I'm a parent too, you probably understand me very well. If you have kids, how patient you need to be as a parent. Before we were parents, we probably didn't know we needed so much patience. And if you don't have kids and have elderly parents, you probably also have experienced moments where you are sharpening your patience. Same thing with money. God puts you in positions and gives you life experiences where you need to sharpen your axe in terms of money and understand how to steward. And those might not be what you have chosen to. Those might be experiences that you might not have asked for and wonder, why in the world am I here and why is this happening to me? But if you change the narrative and start asking yourself, what do you, God, want me to learn here by being in this situation? What are the steps that I have taken so far that brought me here? Why did you allow for this situation to happen? This shows maturity. This shows that you are ready to understand what you need to learn and what you need to improve so you can move further, so God can take you further, so God can allow for the other doors to open so that you are prepared for it. If God would give you to drive a Ferrari at the age of 15, it will be a death sentence for you. But you have to go through the learning, through the driver's license test, and through other driving to get the experience. My first car, I bumped the bumper quite a few times, front and back. And I've worked and saved every penny, and I paid for that car. And it was hurting, okay? When I did that, it was hurting me because I know I've worked for it. But imagine if I was giving that car. Would I care as much if I was giving that car as a gift and somebody else worked for it? No. So that's why God allows for those experiences. But also, you can learn from other people's experiences. You can learn from other people that have been and done that. God is calling us to seek counsel so that we learn from somebody else's mistakes. It's better to learn from somebody else's mistakes than to learn from ours. So God is telling us that it's wise for us to seek someone else's help so that we can not fall into the same pitfalls they did and speed up the time to get where God wants us to be. But that's, again, acknowledging, becoming aware. That's the wisdom. And a lot of that does not happen right here. That's what people get stuck here too, because they feel like they can do it themselves, especially right here in the broke. They feel like I can do it all myself. And 1 year goes by, and 2 years, and 5 years, and 10 years, and the same thing is happening, the same cycle. And you're like, why am I in here? Why is this happening? Well, because the choice was to not unstuck yourself because you feel like you're smart enough to get out of yourself. And what's happening is you are keeping yourself in this cycle. Same right here. A little less right here because a lot of this has been mastered. And this right here is that limbo, figuring out awareness stage where they're way closer to God than these levels are, but still not there yet. So at this level, you mastered the managing and the investing. The investing is seen as an opportunity to take what God has given us, like the parable of talents, multiply it, and serve His people. Can you assign a specific dollar amount to this? No. Can you assign a specific dollar amount to this? Yeah, you probably could. And this right here, you probably could too. But at this level, not really, because if you've mastered these things, you're very well off. You have removed the mindset blocks, and because God is your driver, God is taking you places that you thought not possible, and God has really given you the peace. And this is the ultimate level of financial success. And it's a beautiful journey with God. It's a beautiful partnership. It's a peaceful walk. It's a joyful walk. And it's a life worth living. It truly is a life worth living. Know that no matter what level you're at, if you got this right here, God right here, and you have removed the blocks, you can move through these areas because these are just teachable moments, skills up leveling, and it is your ticket to this level right here. And now that you know these levels, comment below which level are you, which speaks to you, which do you resonate with the most.